Hi there, good morning. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals and welcome to 30 minutes of my day. Happy Wednesday. It might be a new camera angle. I'm trying to, I keep my camera on a clamp that's on a tripod and I'm still trying to find the perfect setup for my art room. So we're going to try this today. All right. I have a few things that I need to get done this morning before I go put on the kettle. So I'm not sure actually whether it'll take up 30 minutes or not. Let's see. I plan on, I'm going to do a little bit of work here on Everybody's Cyclopedia. I love how that turned out. Now I want to do something to reinforce, give a little bit of extra fortitude to where I've put these bands on. The ends, the bottom and the top were so badly worn, the fabric was pretty well gone. But I liked these bands here, and I just thought I waxed some fabric and then I aged it with ink, and I'm really happy with how that looks. I think it really looks smart. But I still want to make sure that these little corners don't slowly start making their way to curling and wanting to remove. Because it's a big book, and I suspect it's going to get picked up and opened and closed and opened and closed and used a lot before it's full. So I want it to be able to hopefully withstand a lot of work. Now, so what I'm going to do actually is put some little tiny brads on it. And I think it'll serve two purposes. Here's my plan. It will look good because it'll look like a little detail of metalwork. And it will give those corners a little bit more support. So I need an awl, and yeah, I'm just gonna eyeball this, so wish me luck. So I've got my trusty little, I actually want that to hang over the edge a bit. I wonder if I should just use the spine of the book. Let's see how these papers are before I start poking into the spine, because I don't want to ruin these papers if they're good. But if these are crunchy papers, it is falling apart. Well, I expected it to crack, and that's not bad. Did we figure out a year for this? Oh, there we go, 1912. So it's old. So 109 years old. Oh, very cool. Oh, look at that. Hey. Oh, that's gonna have to go in the book. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use this to support it as I poke through, because I've got, I guess I haven't explained what I'm thinking about. I've got my new support in here for the spine, and I don't want to push down on this and lose my beautiful curve, and I have to poke holes in to put the brads through. So, and if I do that while it's flat, I run that risk. So I'm going to have to, I'm rethinking how I'm going to do this. So I'm getting out my bricks. Love my bricks. Get yourself some bricks. You won't regret it. Get some bricks, cover your bricks, you'll be happy. All right, so I've put that back in to hold it upright. And now, let's see where I want to put this. I might put my lamp on. Hold on. There we go. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm excited for this book. I like the size because I'm going to be able to use standard sized tea-dyed copy paper. And that's huge because my bigger papers and like my legal size and foolscap, I have more copy size paper. That's the word I'm looking for. So when I've got to fill a book this big, it's nice that it's not all my good paper. All right, let's see if I got those through. I did. All right, now at least the hole is there, and now I can just gently continue going through. I love using brads as decorative support for things that are on book covers. So this, hopefully, there we go. Hopefully we'll just give these little corners so they won't start wanting to catch on things and start curling away. Oh, that looks nice. All right, happy girl, happy girl. There we go. That looks nice. See what I've done? I'm happy with that. All right, now let's see if I can split these apart. These are tiny little brads, and I love them. Where is... better. So these will never be seen once the book is has its text block in it. There we go. Let's do this end. Just have to split the little prongs, and then I can use my little knife to push them down. Good. And I didn't hurt my nice curve that's there. Happy about that. There, that's good. So you can see how they're going to get buried in when the text block gets put in. Imagine this is the new text block. And when it goes in, you'll never be able to see what it'll be like. So it'll just have that really cool little detail that also will serve to hold those little supportive bands onto the end. Gee, I like how that looks. That looks sharp. Let's see. Here, I'll turn it this way. Sorry. I'm not sure I like this new camera angle. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to get done there. Let's get this out of the way. Now, another thing I want to do this morning is I'm going to make a new spine for that really cool old book. This one. So I came to the executive decision to put in a new spine, like the one that I put on Wren and the Victorian Reader. I want to put a thick banded spine onto it, because this part is just so pretty. And look, it's crumbled even more since the last time we talked. This spine was just not meant to be. So we're going to set it free and find another way to use it. So let's get this off. This was my meager attempt. Oh, I'll have to show you my, I'm going to try another glue stick. So I ordered a different kind of glue stick, and I've never seen this glue stick at my stores. So I had to make Jeff Bezos a little bit richer and use Amazon, which of course does not please me, but what can I do? One of you, and forgive me for forgetting which one, but thank you. You'll know who you are as soon as I say recommended Scotch brand permanent glue stick. And so, you know what? I ordered some. I am happy to invest in, look at that. It's, wow. Sorry. It's just this poor little old book is saying, no, I've had enough. I have had enough. Anyhow, yeah, so I ordered some glue stick. Oh, that's just falling apart. So I ordered the Scotch brand permanent glue stick. So I'm just taking the spine off. Oh my goodness, it's just crumbling. Keep your eye out for this book when you're searching in old books. I did an online, I always research, in case you're new here and you're thinking, she's cutting up that book from 1894. Yes, I am. Because even in 1894, the book industry was bustling. And it doesn't necessarily, just because a book is old, doesn't necessarily mean that it's rare or that, you know, This is not a first edition. It's certainly cool, and I respect it for that, which is why I'm going to give it new life. Oh my goodness, it's just falling apart. There we go. Well, that was a mess I made there. Oh well, it was worth a try. If I could have saved it, that would have been nice. Let's see if we can trim its little whiskers now. It's got whiskers. In case you're wondering, today is Kiss a Ginger Day. Kiss a Ginger. And my sweetie pie, although he is follically challenged up top, his beard is quite red, and I do believe that qualifies for Kiss a Ginger Day. So I'm looking forward to obeying that rule. There we go. So I'm going to have to decide how I'm going to clean these. I like, hold on, let's move this and then I'll explain to you what it is that I like. Oh, this poor little thing. I hope I can save that. Whether it will let me flatten it out, we'll see. When I'm putting a completely new spine onto a book, I hate if I have to cover up the prettiest parts of the cover. Like, I hate when I do a little golden book junk journal and the fabric has to cover, half the title and half the cute picture. It drives me nuts. But this one, I've got plenty of room here to adhere the new spine and still save the safe methods of business. I can save that. And then fortunately, this embossing just goes right across the front and the back. So it's going to be beautiful. I've got to decide what color I want to do the spine. I may just go with black or a dark brown. This is a lovely burgundy, but I don't think I want to attempt to try and match it. I think I'd rather go with a completely different color. The chances of it looking nicer when I'm done are much better. So, let's get started on the spine. Paper. There we go. A ruler. Because I want it quite, I want quite a curve. I want to be able to put thick bands on it. I'm going to do this spine quite thick. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do 3 or 4 layers of file folder cardstock. So we shall see. So this is 7 3/8. I think I'm just going to do shy of 7 3/8 because the fabric, when I cover it over the end of the new spine, will add a little bit of bulk and add a little bit of length. So I think I'm going to do just shy. So I'll still tell myself 7 3/8, but I know that I'm going to maybe do in between 7 3/8 and 7 1/4. We'll see. And then I think I'm going to do a 1 3/4 inch width. That will give me that's the same width as the spine that is on everybody's cyclopedia. This is 1 3/4. And I think that would be a nice size to make this. It's a little bit smaller, but so it'll make it kind of look like a little mini tome, which is what I'm looking for. I want it to be a sort of a tough little guy. All right, so let's get out. I've just got some file folders. I'm always jumping around with my thoughts. These are the file folders. I find them in my thrift stores by the carton. They have the wire. They're the hanging folders, and nobody uses them anymore. And I can buy them up for like pennies per pound. And then I just slice off the the wire that's at the top, so because normally it would have hung in a certain kind of a filing cabinet so that you could put your paperwork into it and it would hold it like a hammock, like this, while hanging. So I just, one day I had them all with the wire on them, and then one day I thought, no, time to take the wire off and store these better. And I just spent a whole morning, oh my goodness, did my wrists, they were yelling at me when I was done that. All right, let's just use this gray one. Come on. Oh wait, that's a nice color. I'm gonna hang on to that. That's good for tags. So we'll use one of these. That's a nice color too, but I have tons of this color. All right, so it doesn't fit. I'm going to have to take some of it off. All right, I can do that. Let's just measure it and do it. We want, what did we say? Just shy of 7 3/8. Let's just do it. So right there. There we go. All right, now it's got these dents, the folds, and I don't want those, and it's on both sides, so I'm going to slice those off, and I'll hang on to this because those will make nice journaling tags or whatever. So now I want 1 3/4. That gives me 2, and then I want 1 3/4 again. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to need my rolling pin doweling. So I'm going to use this one because I want quite a good curve on it. And I find when I'm going to do this is sort of my play on how to do a spine. I originally sort of got the idea from Clemmy over at Clemmy's Creations, and she does this using, I believe it was glycerin that she uses, but I figured out that if I strap it on to the doweling, because this is what she did, doweling and pantyhose. I didn't think of this part up, but I just found that if I curve it onto here and secure it while the Fabri-Tac is still wet, it curves quite nicely. Oh my goodness. Every few weeks, every 4 or 5 weeks, my hands and my fingernails will suddenly scream, "Now we've had enough!" And they'll just start cutting and peeling and looking abysmal. And today is one of those days. And then by next week, they'll go back to saying, "Oh yeah, we're happy. let's grow and behave ourselves for a little while. And then in a month, they'll be bad again. Mind you, they're not as bad. When I was working full-time in a hair salon, oh my goodness, I used to dread winter, because when your hands are constantly in water, you know, at the shampoo bowl, shampooing, and also, you know, cutting hair, it's soaking wet. So your hands are pretty wet. Hairdressers pretty well spend most of their day with their hands soaking wet, which leaches any natural oils out of them. And they're either soaking wet in water or else they're sweating inside gloves because you're putting on hair color or you're adding perm solution, and it is just brutal. And winter, my hands would literally be all cracked and bleeding, and my knuckles cracked and bleeding. Oh my goodness. So although I still do hair a little bit, I don't work. There was a while in my life where I had to work pretty well 7 days a week. And if I wasn't working in the salon, I was doing hair at home, and from the time I got up in the morning until 9:30 at night. So eventually in the winter, your hands will say, enough! So I'm happy now. Worst thing I deal with now is glue stuck to my hands. Sometimes that's fun because you can peel it off like a big sheet of skin. No, I don't believe you. How much time have I got? Oh, I got about 4 more minutes. What am I at? 26. I don't believe you. Okay, let me just hit 4 minutes. There we go. That will give us just enough time. I think I'm looking at these. I'm looking at how thick this is, and I think I'm going to do 4. Okay, let's do this. Come on, I got 4 minutes. Move it, Fabri-Tac. Out you come. I've been doing a bit more work in this room here. I really feel like I still need to sort through my stuff and part with kinds of ephemera that I just know I'm not going to use. You know, I really feel like I've found the kind of journal that I'm passionate about. And it took me a few years to figure it out. But now that I know, I sort of feel like, why should I hang on to this other stuff? You know, pass it along. I'm going to donate it and let someone else find it and go, wow, this would be awesome. Or else drive it over to my mother's nursing home, because they do a lot of crafts there. Unfortunately, her nursing home is not in my town. All right, I'm just going to pull that elastic over top of that end, and that holds it in place. Now, when you're wrapping it on your doweling, make sure that you really do have it even on your doweling, or if you're like me, on your rolling pin that you've taken the handles off of. Oh boy. Sorry, but these make me giggle every time. All right. The second one is always faster. The first one lays the groundwork for holding it in place. Oh, I'm dropping my Fabri-Tac. There we go. Now I will leave this overnight. So I'm just checking again. I'm making sure that it is parallel down the doweling. Yeah, I'll leave this, especially because this is 4 layers. So I'll leave it overnight to dry. There we go. And then this side is a little bit easier because it's already held in place. And I check again. And then when I do the other candy cane stripe of pantyhose down this side, this is where I will cover up these sections that didn't get covered up with the first leg, so that there's equal pressure down the entire spine, so you don't get any buckling as it dries. Now here's an interesting thing. If you ever find, all right, how am I for time? 31. Okay, I got about a minute. If you ever find that, you know, the curve on your spine has relaxed a bit, or you leaned on it for some reason and you did sort of do the, you know, push it down a bit, I have found that you can spritz your spine with a little bit of water, put it back on the doweling with the pantyhose, and it will remember the shape you wanted it to hold. So you can always go back. And the opposite is true. One time I put my spine cardboard onto this smaller doweling, and it was way too curvy. It was way too extreme. And I found that I just spritzed it with a little bit of water. I put it onto the bigger doweling, and it was very happy to accommodate its new task. So there we go. That's it today. Not terribly exciting, but I am going to now be getting on to work with everybody's cyclopedia and save methods of business. So take care. Have a great day. Please, I hope you're staying safe, and I hope you're staying healthy. We'll talk soon.